Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We have some big XRP news today. We have some big Bitcoin news. We have some gold, silver news, Cardano, right? We got a lot of things to cover today. I hope you're all doing fantastic out there. This article is titled XRP in Forbes Top 10 Cryptos to Invest. Forbes. Hey, you can't say Forbes doesn't know what they're talking about. They definitely are reputable, and they definitely do. Let's find out what they're talking about here. It says XRP made it to the list of top 10 digital assets that Forbes recommended for cryptocurrency investors this month. Now, the interesting part, I'm not concerned with XRP. I want to know what else is on that list. Of course, Bitcoin has to be on there. Ethereum will be on there. But what else? So I'm hoping they're going to explain that in the article, because I would like to know. Because what it is, Forbes is a face for the legacy system. They represent the mind state of the legacy system, which tells you which cryptos they're looking to legitimize quickly into the future. And those cryptos, by logic, if they're legitimized by and respected by the legacy system, could stand to be the biggest winners, right? And once again, I just want to iterate. I do believe that once the full takeover by the companies occurs of crypto, right? The legacy system takes it over, that the SEC will probably look away from legit projects towards everything else. And that's when trouble for everything else begins. In my humble opinion, of course, it doesn't have to work out that way, which then does what? It diverts a whole lot of capital to the legit projects. But that's just my humble opinion. Let's continue on here. It says leading media outlet Forbes released its list of the top 10 cryptocurrencies suitable for investment in March 2024. Interestingly, XRP made this month's list of the top 10 crypto assets worthy of investment. Although XRP is ranked 6th on the list, this does not imply that the coin should be the 6th asset investors need to consider when investing in cryptos this month. Well, I think we all know that. It says reason behind XRP selection. Did Forbes, maybe Forbes elaborated on why they included XRP. So specifically, Forbes advisors mentioned that XRP had a market cap of 38.5 billion, with each unit of the coin priced in at 70 cents. I don't know what it is right now. I think the last time I saw it was like 68 cents, something like that. They also shared a brief history of XRP, including stating that some of Ripple's execs created the coin. Furthermore, Forbes emphasized that XRP can be used as a bridge currency utility on Ripple network to facilitate the exchange of different fiats. It says growing interest in XRP amid court victory. Of course, we already know about that. Then they have another section. I'm just running through the sections here. Analysts issue favorable predictions for XRP. Yeah, we heard a lot of very, very bullish predictions for XRP, which is nothing new. But what has been new this year is where those predictions have come from. Big so-called industry insiders, Bitcoin maxis, Bitcoin elitists. Oh, there's a crowd building that's very enthusiastic about XRP that was never there before. So that has been an eye opener. That has been very interesting, right? And we're hearing these price ranges quite often. And right here, I'm seeing someone, I don't know who, sorry, I'm just scrolling through quickly. Someone's predicting $6. So we keep hearing $2 to $5, $3 to $5. Somebody here is saying $6. That's interesting how they're all coming to that conclusion. Just that's how I feel about it. You can have your own opinion on it. All right. All right. So now we got more big news we got to get to, because a lot was happening today. All right. Now, this article is titled, let me scroll up. This article is titled, Ripple Partner Expands into Europe. This wouldn't have anything to do with MICA legislation rolling out towards the end of this year. At least that's what they say. They always have the ability to adjust things. We know they've done that a lot of times. A lot of times, these central banks and these regulatory bodies come out and say, we're going to do this at this time. And then they don't do it. They push it back. We've experienced that many times. So we'll see. But I think that certain companies are setting up things in anticipation of that. It says, it begins here, Inpay, Inpay. Oh, wait, sorry, because I had to absorb that for a moment, because I was like, wait a minute, there was another Ripple associate doing something. I thought they were going to talk about that, but let's get into this one. Okay, so be it. Inpay, a rapidly growing European fintech company, has enhanced the expansion of Tranglo, a global payment service provider in Europe. This has been done through the implementation of instant SEPA, which made it possible to enable instant payout services across the continent. The partnership, which commenced with 12 key SEPA countries, is set to extend Tranglo's reach to an additional 24 European nations. This collaboration marks a significant stride in Inpay's broader expansion strategy, particularly into the Asian market, which is going to be huge. It's going to be major. And they're going to need a lot of connectors in the Asian market. A lot of bridge currency is going to be needed over there for siloed systems. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, yeah. I wonder if I have this article. I had an article that shows how fast they're moving forward with MICA legislation. It was about stable coins. Not sure if I have that in here. Oh, I do. Okay, so that'll be in a later chapter. All right, we'll get there. It says the right partner to support scalability Inpay's regulatory compliance overseen by the Danish FSA and its expertise in risk management are crucial to Tranglo's scaling efforts. The partnership enables Tranglo to offer cost-effective multi-currency cross-border payments in SEPA regions. This would significantly reduce transaction times and costs compared to traditional methods, which means that it's going to be delicious for a lot of different entities to utilize, right? The cheaper, the faster, the more scalable, the better. Customers benefit from transparent fees and reliable transfer times, thanks to Inpay's efficient processing and broad network. All right, so things are looking good. Then they go into a little bit of this strategic alliance with Ripple. So since 2022, Tranglo has been a key player in Ripple's on-demand liquidity service, enabling instant, cost-efficient cross-border payments across 25 payment corridors without the need for pre-funding. This followed by the successful pilot of the ODL service, which processed transactions worth USD 48 million in its initial stages. I thought I said this. I want to reiterate something. I've said this a million times, but even though Ripple has, I have to provide clarity. Even though Ripple has partnerships with banks, the banks have clearly stated, I've said this so many times, I showed the articles where they told you themselves, the banks are waiting in order to use XRP and XRPL-based systems. They're waiting until the case is over. They've made that very clear. A lot of entities have made that very clear. The case is literally about institutional use. So, I saw some things, so I thought I would bring clarity to that, right? And I stated that at about the 4 to 5 minute mark in yesterday's video. I think I've laid things out pretty clear. So until you have that utility, until you have that massive use of XRP, that's why you wouldn't see the price spiking off of its utility, because the utility is not in full effect yet. Do they have some tests that they run? Sure. Maybe some institutions are using it in very tiny amounts just to extend the testing of it and, get a little bit used to the system, but nothing major as of yet, or you would see some activity there with the price. Even in yesterday, if you didn't see yesterday's video, that was a good one. Go check that out. But even Brad Garlinghouse was saying that the real impact comes when utility kicks in. It's not just for XRP. That's with a lot of these cryptos. Look, the cryptos that you see with a very high amount that are not meme coins, they have that high amount because they were always meant to be utilized by a ton of people and institutions, as well as governments. And they have to have enough to be able to accommodate that large amount of people. That's why I never worry about the amounts of these particular cryptos, billions of XRP, billions of XLM, billions of Algorand. It was designed that way for a reason. Of course, in the short term, one may look at that and say, okay, well, how high can it go? Based on that, it really depends on a lot of different catalysts, right? And in crypto, we know how catalysts can come out of nowhere. And it doesn't take a lot for big money to buy tons and tons of these coins either. So I always keep that in mind as well. There's a lot of catalysts out there, but over the long term, looking at these things long term, just my humble opinion, not financial advice, I don't feel anything but bullish until I see solid data, solid evidence to change my mind. I haven't seen that yet. Everything's gotten better. I continue to feel bullish. So now let's move on here. All right. I don't know if that brings some clarity, but I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Now, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's how I feel. So I'm not concerned with convincing people of anything, but I like to provide clarity on any thought that I may have. So now this article here is titled XRP ETF around the corner. There's a huge segment of XRP enthusiasts that are very pro ETF. They want to see it. I understand why. Although my thoughts revolve and hinge more on the bank's use, interbank payments, and loosening up Nostro and absorbing big part of this financial system. Hopefully, right? Not guarantee, but a lot of people are very bullish on the ETFs. But I do believe that just logically, after you get past Bitcoin, and obviously they have things going on right now for Ethereum, right? They just push that back, but it's very close. Like, we can get that Ethereum ETF out of the way. Then what's the next logical crypto that would be on the table for ETF? I think it would be the crypto with the most legal clarity, according to lawyers. You can go read every article those lawyers put out. When they talked about how that court case brought the clarity, we heard what the judge said, but it will be XRP. So I don't see why it wouldn't be quote unquote around the corner. And timelines, I'm not really concerned with that, but yeah, I would think it would be up next after Bitcoin and Ethereum. It says XRP ETF around the corner, uphold head of research says, hinting at a bigger price impact. Well, of course, you see what's happening with Bitcoin. You see how they're buying up record amounts of Bitcoin while everybody else is selling. The institutions are buying. And I think I have an article coming up on something similar to that, right? To back up what I just said. But you've seen like 10,000 Bitcoin at a time. Some of these giant companies are buying. I believe that's what I read. That's phenomenal. It says XRP's recent price gain has sparked renewed optimism about the asset, with industry commentators like Martin Heisboek of Uphold Exchange seeing an ETF impacting XRP's price even more. It says XRP shocking price gains. That's a good title. That is a good title right there. On Monday, XRP experienced a significant surge, breaking through multiple resistance levels as it rallied 20.5% from 61 cents to reach a new yearly peak above 74 cents. This notable gain emerged amid growing apprehension. All right, we don't need to go into that. There's no need to pay attention to negativities unless that's what you want to absorb. So let's skip that piece. Leading crypto figures who commented on XRP's move include Martin Heisboek, head of research at US-based exchange Uphold. Heisboek attributed XRP's impressive performance to the positive developments around the asset since the regulatory clarity ruling last year. He went on to hint that an XRP investment product is around the corner. Then it says here, finally, we get to this section titled XRP ETF around the corner. Quote, we are finally seeing the fruits of increased development on XRP since the lawsuit was settled. An XRP ETP is around the corner too. There is life in the old girl, unquote. Isn't that from like a movie? I don't know. Heisboek submitted. It sounds like something. I remember hearing something like that, a phrase like that in a movie long time ago. We are finally seeing fruits. Oh, then they put the little tweet here. I love it when they crop the tweet that says exactly the same thing that they already quoted in the paragraph before. But okay. As Heisboek rightly pointed out, the XRP ecosystem has witnessed expanded development since the July 2023 victory ruling. The most recent includes passive income earning potential for XRP holders via the soon to implement AMM, having attained the required consensus. I'm very interested to see the impact automated market makers will have. I really, really am. And if it all goes well, that's going to be a heck of a huge opportunity, but we'll see. I'm just going to keep my eye on it. Others include Japan-based financial behemoth SBI, one of the most bullish companies on XRP, which commenced cross-border payment services in 3 Asian countries in September 2023 with XRP. Now, remember, when they're saying that, they're not saying the degree to which it's being used. They simply made a blanket, open, obtuse statement. They're not letting you know how much is being used. That's key, right? So it just Going by the way that I think, since it's at the beginning, they're just starting, I would think they're just using it a little bit at a time, get used to it, get everybody used to using these systems, test it out for a little bit. It's like taking a car out on the road. Sure, they had the car on the test track at some point. They ran, checks on it in the computer, but you got to have it out here in this real world, drive it around the city a little bit and find out how it really, really works in a real world setting. I think that's the stage that they're at here. And obviously into the future, that would expand. It says, besides the development about an XRP exchange traded fund surfaced, albeit a counterfeit one. Meanwhile, Uphold's head of research asserted that a genuine U.S. listed XRP investment vehicle is under construction. You're saying that with a lot of certainty. And listen, while I do feel in my mind that it is so, you're saying it like you know something. All right, I'll take it. We'll see. Suggesting that XRP could witness more significant price impacts in the coming weeks. No doubt about it. Listen, ETF is like a doorway that signals to the legacy system and people who are not typically taking a liking to crypto. I don't know how to better phrase that, but it's a doorway that when they see that open up, they come in. So yes, I would believe if that's ever announced, you're going to see a price spike. Maybe a significant one, but we'll see. I could be wrong on that. We'll wait and it'll play itself out. It says, while the XRP army eagerly awaits an XRP ETF, given XRP's clear regulatory standing in the U.S., prominent asset managers like BlackRock have maintained a cautious approach. They will never tell you what they're going to do. They claimed that they hated Bitcoin at one time, only to be stacking Bitcoin and now be one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin, right? And a big pusher of Bitcoin. They will always point you this way when they're going this way. It's a good strategy. And they don't want to pump something up and make it more expensive for themselves. They know their word is like gold to certain people. Even the people that hate them, they know their word is like gold. They say the wrong thing, something can spike. So they're not going to hint at what they're doing. They're just going to make moves. And, to a degree, I respect that. Less talk, more action. But BlackRock is mostly about action. But if they're going to talk, they're definitely not going to key you in on their ideas and plans. Like what strategist does that? Just tell you what they're going to do outright. So no, I don't think that they would tell you the truth on that. It says, yet like Heisboick, other industry pundits believe an XRP ETF is inevitable. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Steve McClurg, a top executive at Valkyrie, have voiced this sentiment. Valkyrie spoke on it? You guys didn't let me know. I didn't see that. When did this happen? That's powerful. Now, when Valkyrie says something, I listen. Wow. Okay. Now I have to go research this and look this up because I need to read it for myself. I need to know for myself. I'm one of those people. I have to see it for myself. I need to read it for myself, analyze it with my own mind. So now let's move on here. We got some Bitcoin news. All right, because the big dog is always doing something. Yeah. So it says here, let's begin here. Willy Woo. We haven't heard from Willy Woo in a little bit. So let's find out what he's talking about. Willy Woo forecasts massive potential upper Bitcoin price target. Says bull market still early. Mr. Woo, are you now readjusting your price before? What was it before? Was it 100? Were you the 150,000, 200,000 person? I don't know. Let's find out. It says price models suggest bull run is just getting started. Haven't I been saying that for a while now? It's just getting started. According to on-chain analyst Willy Woo, Woo tells his 1 million followers on social media platform X that Bitcoin's upper bound is currently $337,000. If Bitcoin goes to $337,000, where does XRP's price go? Where does XLM's price go? Where does Quant lags behind, but when Quant goes off, it shoots up like a rocket. You saw Quant go up a little bit in this past few days, didn't you? I definitely did. Where does Quant's price go? Where does Solana's price go? You see all those top cryptos, Chainlink. If Bitcoin is this high, you've already seen the volatility. You've seen the selling. Some of that liquidity is going to come out of Bitcoin and make its way into these other coins. Where do they go? Oh, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun right now. Yeah, a lot of fun in this bull run so far. And it's just getting started. I love every second of it. Quote, so this bull market is still early, equivalent to $20,000 of last cycle. Last cycle didn't hit the upper bound due to the flood of paper Bitcoin. This is less dominant this cycle. He said paper Bitcoin means derivatives. Oh, well, we know what derivatives are. But OK, let's move on to this next article here, because I want to get through a few of these articles. I have so many articles left, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 articles left, and we don't have enough time to get through all of them. So this article is titled Massive Transfer of Bitcoin Wealth Underway. It says top analytics firm Glassnode says that a wealth transfer is occurring within Bitcoin as coins move from long-term holders. I told you a lot of these long-term people are selling and others are buying. Mostly institutions are buying, and notable individuals. It says coins move from long-term holders to new speculators attempting to trade the current bull market. So I told they're going to sell. There's massive amounts of selling. It's going to continue. That means that liquidity is going to go elsewhere so they can play, so people can double and triple their money. In a new report, Glassnode says that as Bitcoin breaks another all-time high, didn't it go high? Did it go high today? I don't know. I don't know if I saw correctly. Anyway, it says another all-time high. Speculators have arrived to open leverage futures positions, often buying their Bitcoin from longer-term hodlers who have been holding since the bear market. It says the firm shares a chart suggesting that bull markets tend to peak when young coins or coins that have been held for less than 3 months are above 60% of the realized market cap of Bitcoin, while currently they are below 40%. Quote, investors who accumulated Bitcoin at cheaper prices several months to years in the past tend to accelerate their distribution pressure as new all-time highs are reached. All right, so now let's move on here. We have just a little bit more news. We have some Cardano news, and I'm interested to hear what this is all about. This article is titled, Cardano Founder Hints at Major Network Advancement. Talk to me, Charles Hoskinson. Let me know something. Charles Hoskinson, the founder of Cardano, drops hints about the network's imminent integration with Firefly. This revelation has sparked excitement among the Cardano community and drawn attention to the potential implications of this integration for the network's ecosystem and its users. In a recent tweet, Hoskinson hinted at a Cardano integration with Firefly to test it out and see whether SPOs like it. In the long run, Hoskinson envisions running all infrastructure as containers and allowing for lightweight consensus. He mentioned that this project is being worked on with Blockfrost. All right, so that's good developments for Cardano. I continue to be bullish on Cardano. Once again, I don't have any Cardano, but I know when something is good. I know when something's a winner. At least that's the way I feel. And I feel like they're doing very well for themselves over there. So now maybe we should end off with this one. This one is the article I was referencing earlier in the video. This article was titled EU Regulators Publish Batch of Draft Rules for Stablecoins under MICA. Here we go, folks. MICA is getting ready to be unleashed at some point. The Draft Regulatory Technical Standards RTS layout requirements for issuers when dealing with complaints about stablecoins referencing multiple currencies or assets. It says the European Union's banking and markets regulators have issued a set of draft technical standards for stablecoins that reference multiple currencies or assets. The standards are one of several batches the watchdogs are expected to formulate and issue under the EU's landmark Markets in Crypto Asset Regulation. All right, so things are starting to heat up a little bit over there. Let's go here. We're going to skip the we are about to enter a tough economy article. We're going to skip that one here. Let's see if we can pull up this gold article very quickly. Get a little bit of gold news in here. All right, so this article is titled Gold, Silver, and Platinum Forecast. Gold retreats as traders worry about a hawkish Fed. So let's find out what they're saying here. It says gold pulled back as traders reacted to U.S. inflation reports, which exceeded analysts' expectations. Why do they keep listening to the analyst? You can look at the data for yourself, and you can look at the trends and the patterns and see that You can see where it was going. Fed may be forced to be more hawkish to fight inflation. Didn't I always say that we're going to continue to have a problem with inflation? And didn't I say that they were not going to be able to cut interest rates as early as other people were saying that they were going to do? It's just logical. Like I read a lot of this information. I know how the Fed works, and I just didn't see why that would happen, and it hasn't happened. Now they're more hawkish again. Says which is bearish for gold and other precious metals that pay no interest. From technical point of view, gold needed a pullback after a strong rally. RSI remains in the overbought territory, so gold will likely get to another test of the support at $2,140 to $2,150. All right, so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.